Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free early look at the Georgia versus Kentucky SEC college football matchup on Saturday, October 7th, 2023. The way this video series works is we just look at all of the games, the big games on the card. Just take an early look at it, just first thoughts and impressions, give maybe a lean or pick at the end of the video. And then, of course, as the week goes on, we do more videos. We have more commentary on these college football games, including our live show on Thursday, where Ron Romanelli, Chris Ruffalo, and myself go over all the big games on the card. And then, of course, leading all the way up to Saturday's games, where we might have a premium pick on this game, and we might not. But, of course, we will have an updated final video on this game, beyond our first look, our normal bells and whistles, Pick Dawgz style thing. But anyways, let's get to this one. We go between the hedges in Athens, where the Bulldogs, undefeated, riding a 23-game winning streak, head into this one against Kentucky. If you watch our morning live show Monday, there's only one game, so we did have a little bit of time to talk about some of the other things, and I just tried to put it in perspective, just how great this winning streak is that Georgia has put together. Winning streaks of 25 or more games in college football, 26 games, they just don't grow on trees, and when you get past that 25, 26 wins, there's only a handful of those winning streaks going all the way up to, Oklahoma's 47-game winning streak, which was in the 50s, so almost 75 years ago already. There's only a handful that are in recent, recent history, within the last 30 years or so. So really, it is a pretty epic run that Georgia's on. And while their wins have not been overly impressive, at least score-wise recently, they have been somewhat no doubter of wins. So it's like, it's not a matter of, Kirby Smart's not a cover the spread type coach. You don't see it as much in from him that you see from other coaches, odd strategies and things like that. His full intent is to win the game and to kind of do it his way. And, if you haven't seen Kirby Smart and you're not familiar with him, that just is how he operates. It's his way or his way. I mean, that basically is the way that it is. He always has a top recruiting class, and he always has, some of the most guys in the transfer portal every year because he's got a roster loaded full of guys that can play. And, when you get to this point of winning streaks that are this long, back-to-back national championships, reloading is a lot easier said than done. All it takes is a couple of recruits, highly ranked recruits that don't hit. And, all of a sudden you're back to zero because you've lost all those guys through the portal that you knew could play. Meanwhile, Kentucky off to its typical fast start. Kentucky under Stoops has been very, very fast starters, usually getting to this 5-0 and 6-0 range almost every single season. And, Kentucky can get a win here between the hedges. They're already bowl eligible even well before college basketball starts. And I think that's the goal at Kentucky, is to get relevant, get on the scene before they tip off hoops, because once the hoops goes at Kentucky, well, it becomes a basketball school. Kentucky has surprised a lot of people. They've lost a lot of players from previous years, but still continue to fight on. And I think here between the hedges, I think this is a rubber meets the road game for Kentucky. If you want to be the man, if you want to be on that next level, you got to beat the man. And I think these wins over Florida that they've had in recent years, including last week's beatdown of the Gators, say something about the overall direction of the program, but, they've never really been able to achieve that next level like they have in basketball. And this is the time. The time is now for them. And, they come in here, they're 14.5-point dogs, going between the hedges, on a Georgia team that has shown some weakness in some spots. We haven't seen teams move the ball on Georgia like they have moved on them this year. And, we know that Georgia had some injuries on offense, and those things are starting to clear the way up, but that still doesn't explain the ability to move the ball on the defense. And I think if Georgia is weak in a spot and they're weak at home, this could very well be it. I think my early look is that, I'm going to take the points here with Kentucky. I think the one worry that I have is this might become a public dog as the week goes on. We'll update you on Thursday on my feelings then. Sometimes they shift. So watch the live show on Thursday. We'll have an update. But for right now, I am leaning Kentucky. But like I said, I'm worried that this might become a public dog. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out all of our videos, all of our free and premium picks that we have every day here at pickdawgz.com.